Buffalo Bills. Season is over. Postmortem. What do you got?
Well, it's funny, man. Like I watched that game Sunday night, and the game was over. I wasn't mad because that game was so brilliant. It was the greatest NFL game that's ever played. I think you can make a legitimate non-hyperbole argument for that. So I figured, all right, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be upset. And I woke up Monday, and I wasn't mad. And I woke up Tuesday and I wasn't mad. Like, look, it sucks that the Bills are not moving forward here. But that performance we saw from those two teams, those two quarterbacks in particular, was so brilliant. I cannot be upset that the Bills lost that game. Because look, if you went and lost that game to a guy like Nick Foles, if that happened with a quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa, I'm livid that the game's over. But look, you guys know sports. Sometimes you are just up against a competitor that gets the last shot and beats you, right? Like, I don't think there's any shame in losing that game the way the Bills did. Football is different than the football we remember. Everyone making all these points about what the Bills should have done coming out of whether defensively or offensively in the last 2 minutes of the game. Those rules have been changed. And I think McDermott knows that, and I think Andy Reid knows that. And what we're seeing is what the NFL has been trying to get to for the last 15 years with the rule changes. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. What
bothered me is because I consider myself sort of a student of history, and I just know these windows don't stay open that long. And it's like you get there, you were so close, and now you're knocked back to the bottom of the hill again.
It's literally, if you think of the way, they set up a key and how, everything has to be perfect for it to fit. And it just seemed like things were dropping into place all over the, and obviously, to me, depending on which side of the coin you look at it, it's painful or it's great that you saw, growth, a young quarterback that certainly is. I think nobody is questioning whether Josh is great. It's not. There's no more roller coaster. He's not a good game, bad game. Not to say that any quarterback can't have a bad game, because we do know sports and they literally call it any given Sunday for a reason. But yet. That's to be the number one defense, to not be able to stop that in 13 seconds. You can't, if that is the case, that Patrick Mahomes is that good that he can go 44 yards in 13 seconds, then then that defense needs to be completely overhauled, because they can't stop the play that needs that to me is, that's very frustrating for a fan.
Look, I understand, but I think you're looking at it too in face. Pull it back out a little bit, because I'm thinking it's Monday morning when we're on the air in the break room, right? How would a Chiefs fan have felt had the Bills won that game, had that 13 seconds hold up? Because Josh Allen went 75 yards, not using a single timeout, twice, and scored 2 touchdowns with a wide receiver that no one in Kansas City had ever heard of before. And that defense that the Chiefs are playing with was one of the best in the league in the last 10 weeks of the season. Correct. You had 2 really, really good defenses, and it goes back to the point I made earlier. Defense doesn't matter anymore. These quarterbacks that we watch play are so good, you could have trotted out anything, and they would have figured out a way to will themselves to win.
I always view you as like the ultimate Bills fan, and I totally respect, content's a bad word, to live with the idea that the Buffalo Bills now are the tragic heroes. 4 Super Bowl losses, the Tennessee miracle, and this. Well, it's their history. It's their MO.
But again, I don't look at it as tragic. You look at the wide right with Scott Norwood, that's tragic, right? You have your opportunity, you blow it. You look at the Music City Miracle, that's Frank Wycheck throwing to Kevin Dyson. Those guys aren't going to be remembered forever. Again,
how many years has it been, and you still got them right there?
Doesn't bother me at all, right? No. Again, because you lost to that kind of athlete with those kind of weapons. Tyreek Hill scored a touchdown. The game was over. Josh Allen won the game again, and then you have an all-world tight end in Travis Kelce do what he did, going up against a guy like Levi Wallace. I'm okay with the way that it happened. Like I said, Baker Mayfield did that to us. I'm out of my damn mind.
He's got the chops to be able to take young guys now. McDermott used to like veteran. He liked veteran coaches around him. Does he open up some opportunities?
This is going to be a whole new experience for him.